Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Women Unleashed. So today I've got my beautiful Ellie back again.
Thank you for having me back.
And we know why we've got Ellie back, because we've got Valentine's Day approaching this Friday. So I think there's a lot of people out there who are worrying and stressing what to do if you're single around Valentine's Day. So I wanted to touch on a few things around that with you today, as well as even people that are in relationships actually, who are, them people that post on social media, go literally through everything today. So first things first, if somebody is single, Valentine's Day, how do we approach that? Because, I'm single, but it's not really bothering me. But what if someone's got friends around them, all the friends are in relationships, and you're the only one that's single? I think that hurts a little bit, right?
It does. It can be such a lonely, isolating time. I think it can be worse if you've just come out of a relationship because, you're reminded maybe of the previous years that you've had with that person and what you were doing and how they spoilt you, if that is the case. So I think they find it a lot harder. I'll touch on what to do if you're that person. Then you've got the people that are, like what you say, that their friends are all seeing someone in a relationship and it's just you left by yourself and you're like, when's it going to be my turn? Why have I not found someone yet? And then you got the people who are just desperate for that relationship and that love and that sense of... I suppose Valentine's Day is a way of showing your love for someone. It's definitely a way, especially for men, to show you how much they love you.
Do you agree with that, though? Do you agree with Valentine's Day?
I love it.
I love it as well, obviously.
I do love
but,
it.
People are like, oh, it's such a scam, you should love your partner all year round, that sort of stuff.
But yeah, of course you do. But why not celebrate those days? I'm single too, and I'm absolutely fine with the fact that I'm not going to get anything for Valentine's. But when I am in a relationship, I do just love it. I just think it's so nice to receive whatever that is. And I will actually go into some of my Valentine's stories, actually.
I love a story.
And then you've got your people that are like you, that don't care, and they're okay with it. So if you're a person that has just come out of a relationship and you are struggling with the fact that you don't know where your ex-partner is and what they're doing and if they're celebrating it and reminiscing on what you did, I would say just take the day to feel everything that you're feeling. Don't try and push it away. Don't try and be, oh, why do I feel like this? Because all you're doing is delaying it. It is going to be an emotional day and it is okay to have that. Rather than fighting it, I would make sure that you're doing something nice for yourself, spending it with people that lift you up, so whether that's your friends, your family, or taking yourself to do something for yourself, whatever that is.
Take yourself on a date.
Take yourself on a date.
Buy yourself something nice. Why do you need somebody else to buy something? Buy yourself something nice.
Exactly.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself, something. And that goes for the other group of people that are surrounded by friends that are in relationships and it's just you. Sit there. If I were you, what I would be doing on that day is manifesting my man.
Yeah, it's a great day to manifest, actually. Really, really good day.
Sit there and think about, and you're seeing constantly couples posted everywhere. So take a point of that and go, oh, I can't wait for that to be me. How am I going to do that? Where do I need to go? Where does my future partner, where is he on the weekends or during the week? What can I do for myself and put myself in that position?
And there's going to be so many single people out there as well. Go to places that you enjoy. You're going to meet them. Go to the gym. If you're a gym girly, that's where I'll be this Valentine's Day.
All day, all night.
Training 24 hours.
No, but it's a Friday night. Get your girls, if there is, and boys, I don't know. But, get your people and go out. It is Friday. It's going to be, you're going to have all your couples sitting there having dinner and you can see who they are. But equally, you're going to have all your people that are single and wanting to meet someone. It is a fantastic day to go out.
Yep, I agree.
Find your single people and get yourself out.
Top tip of the day.
Top tip of the day. And what was the other people? Oh, people like you who don't really care.
Well, I say I don't care. Like, I don't care now, but I think I've just got past it now. Funny story. Well, not funny, actually. Fun fact. I think I've been single for the last four Valentines. Last four?
Yeah, because I'm trying to think.
I think I've only ever spent one Valentine's Day with a boyfriend, because other than that, it's been so, like, roller coaster. We've either broke up and then got back together, like, 2 weeks after, so I was single on Valentine's Day.
I was Yeah, 3 years ago I was in a relationship. The year after I was seeing someone. Last year I was single, but last year being single I got the most.
Me too.
What the hell is
Oh
that
my
about?
God, me too. I was single last year and I got flowers delivered to my door at 1 a.m.
Mine was midnight. Honestly, 100 roses to my door
Yeah.
at midnight, and I was like, who the hell
It's
is
ringing
that
my-
from?
yeah.
And also, I was actually, as much as I was really grateful and they were absolutely gorgeous, it was my one evening where I didn't have clients and my door went at midnight and I was like, and I was asleep.
Oh, it woke you up. I was the same.
Excuse me, who's waking me up on my one evening off?
Why at that time? Maybe the flowers are cheaper at midnight, you know? 'Cause
No, I. Oh well, it could be that. Assumed it was, and my boy mates said that it's that romantic gesture that they got to you at that, like as it turned.
Oh, okay. No, mine was the opposite way, evening time.
Oh no, mine was midnight on the dot
Okay,
of
cute.
Valentine's Day.
That's nice.
So cute, but I was really confused who they were from, and I was like, oh no.
Do you know who they're from?
Yeah. It was who I expected them to be from, but he owned a flower company. I really hope he doesn't watch this. He owned a flower company, so I was thinking if he was going to send me them, it would have been from the company that he like. Why would you send them from somewhere else? So I actually called him out on that, and even cuter, he said, I didn't want to seem cheap and send you from the.
That is fair.
And that is fair.
That is very fair because he could have just gone the cheap way around, but he actually wanted to show that he cares.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, it's been 4 years since I had somebody on Valentine's Day. So like now I don't even know what it feels like to be with someone, to get spoiled, whatever. But last year was a completely different situation because me and my ex just broke up. So it was like the first Valentine's Day that we spoke about the first person where you're so heartbroken. And it's like, well, what are they doing? Who are they with? I really wanted to spend that day with them. But I think now I've just kind of got used to the fact it's just another day. And spending it with the girls.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, spending it with the girls, you'll probably have a better time anyway.
Yeah.
But the only thing I hate about Valentine's Day is going out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I just think it's such an overhype. And I will always say to whoever I'm with, take me out the day before, the day after, the weekend. Like, do not do it on that day because, it's such especially here. Everything's overpriced. What's the point?
Yeah, and you just see everybody with the big bouquets of flowers sat everywhere, with the new mini gellies and everything else. But that's something I actually wanted to touch on. What about those couples who post all the things, oh, I love my partner so much, I got this, I got that, like showing off. But little do we know, probably the night before they were arguing or on the verge of breaking up. Like, don't believe what you see on social media.
Do not believe what you see on social media. Like, honestly, I have heard horror stories, and then the next day they are the most perfect couple ever. So definitely don't believe what you see. That is an absolute fact. And I always think I'm not a big person to post who I'm with, not because I'm hiding them for any reason, but I'm happy. So
don't want anyone else.
yeah, why put it? It doesn't need to necessarily be out there for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, my love, my this, my that. Don't cringe me out.
Yeah.
I love, but I just think those that are posting way too often or way too much or really putting into detail about what they've got.
They're probably the most insecure couples.
Yeah, they're probably not the happiest.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. I mean, I've seen it before, like, even with some of my friends, you know. I've been like, you were calling me last night telling me that, you know, he's this, he's that, and then today he's the most loveliest person on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Like, don't get it twisted. It's not that way.
No. And you've got to think, if you are single on Valentine's, you want to attract that healthy relationship.
Yeah.
Don't just settle because somebody's going to show you something that you want, but then the rest of it's toxic, it's a headache, it's push-pull behaviour, you don't know where you stand, you know, all of those things, or they're jealous, they're controlling, all of the negatives. You can be in that, we can all be in that, but you're choosing to wait for the right person. So instead of sitting there feeling sad, reframe it and go, well, I'm just not found my person yet, but I can't wait to. Not, oh, why has that not happened for me yet? This is so sad, I'm so lonely. You're not, you've got yourself, fill your own cup.
Yeah. 100%. And kind of going on what you just said there, I just had a light bulb moment. You know, if you and your partner don't get on day to day, and then Valentine's Day comes and you kind of forget it all. That's not healthy either, because if that person is toxic with you day in, day out, if, you don't get along, don't put your rose tinted glasses on just on Valentine's Day when they're trying to buy you or whatever, show you extra love. Like, yes, it's a nice holiday to have, for females and males to get spoiled. It's a two-way street. It's not just females, really.
It is really, though.
Okay, it is really.
Like, really, I think it is a ladies' day. I think men should have their own day.
They do. Steak and blowjob day, no?
Yeah, they do. I've actually celebrated. Mum, sorry. I shouldn't. Whoops.
Slipped up.
But I think it's right. But I do think Valentine's Day is more so if we're going heterosexual couples, that is, of course, I think it is so more for the ladies.
Yeah. No, it is. Flowers, gifts and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you should love your partner all year round. And I mean, if my man brought me flowers on a random day, I'd be over the moon.
Yeah, and I think it shouldn't be over-exaggerated. Like you see the people that get the most extreme gifts.
Yeah.
We've just had Christmas. And whoever's with me, they've had my birthday just a couple of weeks before that. So it's not really fair. It's just to show a simple gesture. And
bring me one rose for I like her.
Exactly.
Put some petals on my bed.
Exactly.
Light me some candles in a bath. Like, simple things.
Simple. It's the smallest things. Like, when I was the last in a relationship, we said we weren't doing Valentine's Day. It was a rookie mistake from my end to say.
Why did you say that?
Well, because...
Were you hoping he would still do something?
Because my idea of we're not doing Valentine's Day is we're not going out for Valentine's, and I don't want this huge, massive gift.
Yeah.
But as it was leading up to it, I thought, well, I'm not going to not get him anything.
Yeah.
So because that's just not in me.
Yeah, exactly.
So I literally just made a box of his favourite things.
Cute.
And a card, right? Yeah, that went down not very well because he hadn't got me anything. So obviously I've left it, here's blah, 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 and he has gone mental. We had the biggest argument.
Oh, no.
He was like, you said you weren't going to do Valentine's Day, you've embarrassed me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like...
Use your initiative, use your brain a little bit, come on.
A card?
Yeah, a card.
Sorry.
I like a card, it's thoughtful.
Yeah, a card and a rose.
A rose, literally, that's all it takes.
Anything. For me, it's not because I wanted and I also said to him, I didn't give you that to receive anything back anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you don't give to receive.
Absolutely not.
You don't. You do it because you're the sort of person that you are, and you like to gift. Like, I love to gift my friends, I love to gift my family, my partner, whatever. It's just who I am as a person.
Yeah.
That happened one time on mine and my ex's anniversary. We was like, oh, we're not doing gifts, and I was like, I'm just getting some aftershave. Like something little. Oh my God. And then I made a little cute scrapbook, and he was like, I thought we weren't doing gifts. I was like, oh my God,
it's not really a gift in my
eyes,
eyes,
he was like, we're not celebrating. I was like, cool, fine, we don't have to celebrate, but here's something just little to say I love you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Crazy. We've gone off on an absolute tangent
here. Yeah. But it was getting to the point of it doesn't have to be a big grand gesture. Yeah. It can just be the smallest things, and I think those people that do the smaller things are probably the most happy.
100%. And I think guys maybe think that, us ladies want these big things, but we don't. We actually don't. We really, really don't. It's the thought for me that counts more than anything. Cook me dinner.
Yeah, just anything.
Something small.
As long as you're spending it with me, I'm okay.
Exactly. And what about the girlies or guys who are single?
Like I say, you need to, it's a Friday, get yourself out. If you want to, you don't have to. If you don't want to, then it's about sitting there and going, if you're sad and single, that is about you sitting there and working out what you want, how you're not going to be single next year, really putting yourself out there again, and filling up your own cup, doing the things for you that make you feel fulfilled. Because when you do that, you feel loved on the inside anyway.
Yeah.
Seeking this external validation to bring you happiness isn't ever going to make you happy. You are never going to be fulfilled unless you can do that from within. And so you need to actually sit there and go, okay, is it a loneliness feeling that I'm feeling, or is it that I'm feeling unlovable because I'm single? Yeah. And if it's loneliness, that's kind of it's kind of normal. If you are someone that has been single for many, many years and you want that person so desperately and it hasn't come for you, then you are going to feel lonely on Valentine's, but that's when you have to figure out what you're going to do for yourself. But if it's because you feel unlovable, that means you need to really do the inner work. Yeah. Because you're always going to feel unlovable in some way in a relationship, or not enough, or constantly need their reassurance.
It is seeking validation. That's what it's about, like you say, that inner love, and that I struggled with that for such a long time. I was just like, if I don't love myself, no one else is going to love me. And you need to kind of love yourself first, don't you?
You do, but there is a very fine line. I do hate that quote of you can't get into a relationship unless you fully love yourself. I think the loving yourself journey is a never-ending one.
Ongoing, yeah.
But equally, you can find a partner, but you just need to make sure that you're secure in yourself. Yeah. Because otherwise you're going to bring in a lot of anxious attachment or avoidant attachment, and it's going to just push you apart anyway.
Yeah, 100%. And one tip that I would say is for those that are single on Valentine's Day, stay off social media.
Yep.
Stay off it. Because I've done it in the past when I was in a bad place and I'm like, oh my God, they're having such a good time and I'm sat here on my own, feeling sorry for myself. Yeah. And I was feeling sorry for myself. And I know this year I'm not doing that. Absolutely not. I'm going to get up, take myself to the gym, do nice things for me, cook myself dinner, spend it with my friends.
Absolutely.
Like, you either sit in it and feel like shit, or you do something about it. And it's still 5 days ahead of today's podcast, so, like, you've got time.
And what I always get the counter argument with back from that is, okay, but what if I haven't got people to then spend time with? Well, then do it for yourself. What makes you feel good? Because there is always going to be times when you're single and you haven't got anyone to spend the weekend with. Well, then what can you do for yourself? Don't sit there and wallow in your pity and sadness. You can go, right, okay, I've really always wanted to watch this series. It doesn't even have to be expensive.
Valentine's Day is about love. It doesn't necessarily mean like romantic love. It can be self-love. It can be family, friends. It's just about love, showing and caring, and showing appreciation more than anything.
I would just invest in myself. Yeah. Do something for myself that's invested in me, that's going to make me feel, okay, by this time next year, I'm not going to be feeling this way. I would also not watch romantic films.
Yeah, probably a bad shout. Watch something funny.
Yeah. Something light-hearted, but at the moment it's all about falling in love. Like, even that gets me. I'm like,
oh no.
When's it my turn?
Literally. I still get like that with rom-coms. I'm like, oh, I want that what they've got on movies.
Same.
What are you doing this Valentine's Day?
I haven't actually thought about it until this podcast now recorded, and I was
it's literally so soon.
It's literally next week. I don't know. I would like to go out on a girls' night out, if I'm honest. That's what I want to do. You want to go on a girls' night out?
Yeah, 100%. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I think it'd be great. There you go, plans made.
Yeah, perfect.
You can make yourself look nice, feel good. Why not?
Why not? Yeah, no, that's what I want to do next Friday.
Perfect. So if anyone's not got plans, contact your girls.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen so many girls do cute little girls' nights in, making like pizza and making it all cute pink pajamas, stuff like that. It's just what you make it.
It is. But it goes back to some people don't have that.
Yeah.
That group or that availability to be able to do that. Especially, I don't know, a lot of I don't know what your audience age range is, but like I've got a lot of clients that are now maybe in their 40s.
Yeah.
All of their friends are really settled with married, with kids. They're probably not even celebrating Valentine's as in their friends, but how do you then get out when everyone is... And people do struggle with that. So I think it's taking yourself out or taking yourself away from your trigger points. So whether that is social media, whether that is the TV, put yourself in these environments that you're not going to get triggered to feel that emptiness.
Yeah, book a little spa.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that.
Yeah, it can be anything.
Okay, fine. What about... She's like, what are you going to throw at me now? Couples that are, say, in a really, really good position, and then, a bad position, and then it comes to Valentine's Day, and, they're, like, acting on it, like, oh, it's all amazing, all this and that, and then they go back to normal. Like, what would you advise them couples to do?
Remember, it's just a day, and so... your partner may be doing the most, so that you can share the most with, or they can share the most with the outside world, to make them look like things are great or that they're this really great person. So just be very, very mindful of, enjoy it, take it for what it is, especially if it's been terrible in the lead up and then you have this really nice time together. Embrace it. But then the moment that it goes back to the same the next day or the next week, sit and reflect on that and say, is this what I want for myself? Am I going to continue to be in this same cycle when I'm shown love on certain periods of the year, but the rest of the time I feel very drained, I feel sad, I feel belittled, you don't feel yourself, you've lost your sense of self, then that relationship probably isn't for you. So just be very mindful, but on the day, enjoy it. We put so much pressure on ourselves to not be in the present moment and worry what's next to come, but
What about if it's not reciprocated? So say the female wants Valentine's Day and the male's against it. Because it could be that way as well, the female wants to celebrate and the male's like, no, I don't believe in it, I don't care for it, whatever. Like, that surely doesn't feel nice either.
No, it doesn't. And I actually think that's probably worse when everyone else is in couples and they're getting celebrated and you're in a couple and you've received nothing. I actually think that could be the worst.
The worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Because you've got that love, you want it, but it's not getting given to you.
And everyone else around you is sharing what they've got and like talking about it, and and so if I was in that position, your partner has set their expectation, they've set their boundary with you. It's just whether you want to accept it or not. And how much does it mean to you more than how much does it mean to them? Do not make excuses for them though and say, oh, he just doesn't want to celebrate it, so I don't, when you really love it. Because if you really love it, he doesn't have to celebrate it. Or if you really love Valentine's Day, it goes back to what we say, it's the little things. So a card is enough for you. Your favourite little something is enough for you. And anybody that doesn't even celebrate Valentine's Day can do that for you.
It's about valuing you as a person as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to make compromises in a relationship as well, I believe. Even if you don't believe in it as much, if it makes your partner happy and you want to make them happy, just do something little for them. Get them a favourite chocolate bar.
And that's all it is. And it literally is nothing. Or they can come home and cook for you, whatever it is, just to make sure that you still feel that your needs are being met, not just his needs.
Exactly, because it might be that way, he doesn't want to celebrate Valentine's Day, but it comes steak and blowjob day, and he's like, where's my steak? It doesn't work that way.
No.
Double standards and all that, it works both ways.
Literally. Uh-huh.
What is the worst Valentine's Day you've had?
I might say that one where I said, a few years ago, because we ended up having an argument. We never argued ever, us two. It was just because I'd made him feel a certain way. And he hadn't actually made me feel any certain way. I was happy enough to give because I had zero expectation that he was going to. And then it turned into him like, I'm going to take you out for dinner at the weekend. But it was like, well, you should have been planning that.
Yeah, it's like he felt like he was just doing it just to kind of please you.
So that was, I would say that's my worst.
I think my one and only one, I'm trying to think if I have only had one or maybe two, but one was like my first ever boyfriend, and I swear we like broke up just before, and then we got back together, and he was like, come on then, let's go out, and we had an argument on Valentine's Day as well. So it ended really, really well. Yeah, we ended up going out for food, having a huge argument, and coming home.
That's not ideal, is it?
PTSD from Valentine's Day, and then ever since then I've been single. Last year, it was just after me and my ex broke up, and my friend had just flown in, literally that morning. So spent all day with her. I think we went to Abu Dhabi to the mosque or something, really random. We just spent the day together, so it just felt like a normal day. And that's, getting myself away from that situation and outside of Dubai as well, because I knew people would be here, there and everywhere.
Yeah, true. I can't remember what I did last year. I know that. Well, I got them flowers.
Oh, I got them flowers as well.
Yeah, we went to the gym.
But that wasn't from my ex, though. It was from somebody else. So at least somebody's getting me flowers.
Exactly. I wasn't even with the person that sent me flowers.
Yeah.
Not even remotely close to being.
Do you know what I mean? If your boyfriend at the time can't send you flowers, and a random man can send us, not a random, but like somebody that we're not even, I wasn't seeing.
I wasn't seeing.
I just went on one date with this man.
Same.
And he sent me flowers. Do you know what I mean? If they can send me flowers, but somebody that you're in a relationship for like 5-10 years can't give you flowers, then...
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. I think some people value it more though, don't they?
Yeah,
or they
of
want to make
course.
you feel more special.
Maybe it's like the more masculine men.
Absolutely. I also think the more gift-giving men, because that man in particular, he was like, he was the most unaffectionate person I've ever experienced. Like, in terms of, if we went out, I didn't even think he liked me, if I'm honest. Yeah. And then, but he would send me little gifts to my door all the time.
I think it makes them feel more masculine by putting us in our feminine, you know, here's this and here's that. Yeah, no, 100%. I love that.
Same.
I love that.
Yeah, and it's not just gifts though. Gifts don't actually. I'm not my love language. Gifts is my least.
My least, yeah, me too.
My absolute least. But yeah, I do love being in my feminine.
What's your top one?
Physical touch.
Yeah, me too. Very touchy feeling. Yeah.
Really, and quality time.
Quality time. Yeah.
The rest of it, not bothered.
Not that bothered.
No.
I would say they're probably mine too as well. Not asked for words. Mind you, words of affirmation I like as well, and I think that's because that's only just recent because I lacked it in my last relationship. Imagine your ex calling you pretty.
Yeah, well, you know that, but words don't faze me at all. Like, you could call me the most beautiful girl in the world, but if you're not, I don't know, being affectionate, it means nothing to me.
No, it's true. Somebody could call you the most beautiful girl in the world, yeah, like you say.
And I'd be like,
and
okay.
then give you nothing.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of affection. I would rather have affection and cuddles. To me, that shows more.
Yeah, because I'm not very good with words. In fact, I am the worst person with words ever. Yeah. Like, it doesn't come naturally to me at all. So when people say it to me, I get awkward because I don't know what to say back. I'm like, haha, thanks. So, whereas if my way of showing you that I like you is spending time with you and physical touch. So if I'm not doing either of those things, yeah. But that's why, like, texting is a nightmare for me, especially if it's long distance.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm not very good with words, and if they're not very good with words, what is it?
Yeah, no, I was once texting a guy, and he, in person, amazing. So funny, we got on great. On text, I was like, who is this? Who's got your phone? Like, the worst texter ever. Whereas not everybody can have it all, do you know what I mean?
No, and like I say, I'm the worst texter ever.
That's why I voice note you quite a lot. Yeah. It's just easier.
Yeah. I'm a voice note girl as well, like, no.
What about the best date that you've had?
Best ever date or best Valentine's?
Oh, Valentine's, sorry.
Oh. I would actually go back to my very first boyfriend, you know, which is such an embarrassment. But he went above and beyond.
Yeah?
Yeah. Considering we were young, I got roses sent to my door, which my mum thought they were for her, and they weren't. And so my stepdad was in trouble because he completely forgot. And then he took me up to London, and he did this whole surprise day for me.
Oh, I know.
That.
You know
Went
what?
to a show.
Thinking back at it, being younger, you actually got more. Like, even primary school days and high school days, I'm pretty sure boys would, like, use the pocket money. Yeah. Yeah. Little letters. I'd get chocolates. I'd get flowers in primary school and stuff.
Yeah, true, actually.
I would. Like, I think the parents must have obviously bought them, and I used to get more stuff than I do now, which is mental.
I did a content on this the other day, but how nice was it, like, being in relationships and dating back when you had no care? You hadn't been hurt.
Yeah.
I was just so, like, relaxed, carefree, like, oh.
You didn't overthink anything. Nothing.
I'll just say what I wanted to say, be who I wanted to be.
I think it's my first ever relationship that's done that to me, you know, actually thinking back at it.
And my first ever relationship was my most healthy.
Since then, that has gone downhill. That was so bad. So bad. I just got dropped, like, I got picked up, dropped, like, there was 4 years between us. I was 16, he was 20. So it was that big gap, and then when I turned 18, he was 22. So it was just like, he'd pick me up, drop me, and I was just chasing all the time because he was older than me, and I was like, no more. No more of that.
No, thank you.
No, this and no from me.
Yes, exactly. What's been your best ever date?
Best ever date? Oh, this is a hard one, actually. I've been on quite a few good ones. What would define best?
Like, just where someone went over, like, above and beyond, maybe, or you just felt like it was just like, you come away from it being like, that was a great date.
Probably with my ex.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't even meant to be like a date. We literally went, oh, should we go bowling? And we went bowling. All the bowling alleys, it was obviously in Dubai, all the bowling alleys at Brass Monkey were taken. And I had work the next day, so we were like, oh, we don't really want to drink. We're like, oh, should we have one drink? And then we just got absolutely steaming, played loads of games at Brass Monkey, went to a bar, and then we just had the best night ever.
Yeah.
And that was probably one of my favourite dates, but excluding my ex out of it, I'm trying to think what dates I've been on. Probably, can I say 2?
Yeah, I was thinking of 2.
Yeah, 2. One guy once paid for us an exec suite in a massive hotel, and it was it was just like the most random thing ever, but it was so nice because the thought that went into it and everything that he did along the way, and I came away from that and I was like, you're really, really thoughtful.
Yeah.
And the second one was just a normal date at Nobu, but what I liked about that one was he pulled up, he got out of the car, he opened the car door for me, got me some flowers, drove us to the food place. He picked everything on the menu, which I really liked as well because I'm not fussy.
Well, that's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
Just do that for me.
Yeah, literally, he picked everything.
Yeah.
We had a really, really good conversation, and then he dropped me off home, and that was that. And it was just amazing.
Yeah,
it was
that's
just
nice.
simple. So simple, but so effective. It's the little things like holding the door open for me. Yeah, picking my food for me.
Oh, that is heaven. Like when someone just takes control of the menu, because I hate that. I don't want the pressure. Just you choose for me and lovely. I'm not fussy.
Or when they go, where do you want to go?
Oh.
I'm not going at all. I've decided I'm not
Yeah,
going.
honestly, like, what do you mean, where do I want to go? Just you do it.
Yeah.
Be a man.
Be a man and pick.
Yeah.
It's the least you can do.
Especially on a first date.
Yeah. What's your favourite date? The best date?
I'm going to do 2 as well. I had one where we just had the best time, you know, where it was just from the moment we'd been talking for a while before we went on the date, and then we went on the date and we just hit it off, and it was just so funny and we were carefree. I don't know, it was just like we had a really good time. Like the connection was there.
It's the connection, isn't it? The connection makes the world's difference. You could be in the most simplest place with, you know, little around you, but as long as it's the connection's there, you sold.
Yeah. And that, I think we were out till like 3 a.m. Like that was just...
Yeah. You just go for it.
Yeah. That was a good one. And then I had... When I was in England, someone sent me a driver to pick me up from... And it was far from where I lived to Mayfair. He took me to this really beautiful steak restaurant in Mayfair. Again, when I got there, he was there waiting for the door to be opened.
I love that.
Yeah, picked the whole menu. He was a very deep person, and I don't always love that on a first date, but I really like that about him.
Yeah.
And we were having like really good like get to know each other chats, and then drive her back home.
Love that. And you know, if they can't come and pick you up, sending a driver, amazing.
I've never experienced that before in my life. Like, I don't even want to think that is the level that I'm at. Like, that is not the level that I'm at.
I had a driver sent once, and you know about that one.
Honestly. Oh, yes, I do. But I think there's a difference of having a driver out here because people just do that.
Yeah, it's normal here.
Yeah. Whereas back home, it's so not. And I don't actually want that. Do I want that to be my expectation? I don't know.
No, you'd want somebody to come pick you up. Well, I would anyway.
Yeah, either or. But it was something.
And it ties down to the same thing: the connection, the man being a man, and things just going well with the date. You know, like opening the door, picking the menu, just putting you in your feminine energy.
Yeah.
That's all it's about.
What I've realised a lot is that it's so easy for me to fall into my masculine.
Yeah, me too.
And I really need someone to bring that out of me into my feminine. Otherwise, I will just be in my masculine. And I don't mind being in it, but then at the same time, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm giving way too much here and I'm not getting a lot in return.
Yeah.
All of this stuff. And yeah.
We're both the same in that aspect, though. And I said this year I want to be more in my feminine. I've even started wearing pink a lot more because it just makes me feel more feminine. Yeah. And I don't ever wear pink. I wear blue all the time. So for me, it's just, I'm just like make myself feel more feminine. Well, okay, let's round things up. If you had one piece, unless you've got something else to say, no. If you had one piece of advice, just one, to say to somebody who is single on Valentine's Day, doesn't know what to do, what would it be?
If you're single and want someone, manifest that person. Work on it. Figure out where you're lacking and what you need to work on for yourself and where you're going to find this person and what exactly you want to the details, not to the he needs to be 6 foot this and that, to the values of that person, how he's going to treat you, what, and I'm saying he and she here, if it could be she and she, he and he, whatever it is, but making sure that you are so clear on what you want and that you're not going to accept less than that, then figure out where you're going to find them. Because you can sit in your house for the rest of your life hoping that they're going to knock on your door and they're not.
I always say this. You're not going to find someone just sitting. They're not going to turn up at your house. Unless you want Kareem delivery driver, then nobody's going to turn up at your door. But the values things that you've just said, and it's not physical, it's literally like how you want the person to be, the values. I've written it down and put it on my vision board, literally like how I want my person to be.
It's on my phone right now because I think it's true. Like, and putting yourself in those situations. Me and my friend actually at the weekend, so funny. She was like, right, that's it. I'm manifesting your man for you and you're manifesting my man for me, right? And we sat down and it was so weird, like the things that we were coming up for each other, and they were completely opposite.
That's such a good idea.
I know. You and I should, you should do it because you two get each other and know
each other. I'm a bit scared as to what she would say. You had a conversation with her at the weekend.
Actually, no, not her. Maybe I'll do it.
Me and you can do it.
But you get to really figure out. And so then what I was like, right, okay, so where am I going to meet this person? And then she'd tell me, right, okay, you need to go and sit here. You need to go and do this. You need to go and do that. And I'm going to start incorporating it because why not?
It's somebody else's perspective, outlook on it, because we can't sometimes see it. So it's actually a really, really good idea. So if you've got friends, do it with them. Honestly, do it. What Ellie's just said. It's such a great idea.
Oh, yeah. So can't wait to meet my man because it sounded great.
Thanks to my friend.
So my one piece of advice would be to really just sit and think. Stop. Instead of dwelling on it, feeling sad about it. Yes, you're allowed to feel lonely. You're allowed to feel sad. Everybody is in couples. But sit there and think, okay, well, how can I get myself out of the situation that I'm in? Because it is only you that can do that.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you so much for an amazing conversation. As always, it's always a good laugh with us. And we'll have Ellie on another episode later this month. But thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week.